What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is the 12th episode in this series, and we started today's episode off with some player training here for Thierry Ambrose and AB, the youth team goalkeeper as well, and of course JJ still on that dribble course, trying to improve his stamina. And we take on Nîmes Olympique for the first game of today's episode as well, and in the last episode I made a mistake and said we were 18 points clear of third place. Actually, this is the third place team, and we're actually 22 points clear of third place. So right now, with just a few games to go in the second tier of French football, it is looking increasingly likely that not before long we will not only be going up automatically promoted, but we'll also be crowned champions as well, because as things stand right now, the teams that are below us continue to slip up, and for us, of course, we're still undefeated. So any chance of us not getting promoted to the top tier of French football is just, as the weeks go by, getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, and eventually there'll be no chance whatsoever. And coming into this game against Nîmes Olympique here, they're in third place. We're 22 points ahead of them. To have any chance of them, basically catching up to us, they needed to win this game and didn't have a shot in the entire game. They drew the game 0-0 with us, and they didn't have a shot in the entire game. They had 58% possession, and that kind of just epitomised this year's FIFA for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, 22 points, just a few games to go in the league. I know they're not going to catch up to us. We know that. But either way, they had to win that game. They really did. And of course, they want to get to second place as well. They had to really win that game, to be honest, and they just didn't seem to care. And if you watch my stream on Friday night, you saw there was a game late on where we faced Celta Vigo with Valencia, the team I'm managing that save, where they were pushing for an equalising goal, and then their final chance, they passed the ball back to the halfway line. That basically happened in that game again at stoppage time. They went as though they were searching for a goal late on, and they just passed the ball backwards, and the referee blew for full time. It was just such a poor game, and it does finish 0-0. But we don't really care with Paris FC, because right now we're doing everything we can to stay undefeated and have a dream season and try and complete the dream of not only going up but also doing undefeated as well. If we could do that, it would be fantastic. So, those games right there, you may be sitting there thinking, come on, man, you're top of the table. There's only 10 games to go now in the leagues. You can see here, still 22 points clear of Nîmes Olympique and also 16 clear of Stade Lavallois in second place. Surely you should be targeting the wins in those games, but no, I don't really mind getting a draw at all. A goalless draw is totally fine for me because we stop those teams below us from catching up to us and beginning to reduce the points deficit. For the time being, I'm totally fine with a goalless draw in the teams that are just a few places below us, because if we can stop them from winning and gaining any kind of momentum, well, we're going to be getting promoted because they haven't been picking up the 3 points and only picking up 1. So I'm totally fine with a goalless draw in that game, even though it may sound a little bit negative. Still, we take on Montpellier, though, for the second game of today's episode, and this a bigger one here, taking on the Ligue 1 side here in the Coupe Nationale quarter-final stage. So we've done it impressively well to get to this stage of the French Cup, and now taking on Montpellier. But what an awful start to this game. Just a couple minutes in, Bakayoko, our backup left back, gets an injury, and that is not what we want to see right there, as he's forced off just 2 minutes into this game. But a few minutes later, what a chance to take a shock lead in this game, but sadly I completely blew it. Socrier got played through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but I messed up the finish, put it straight at the goalkeeper's feet, and he turned it behind for a corner. So really poor finish there. We should have been taking an early surprise lead, but it was still Montpellier 0, Paris FC 0. They had their first chance of the game there, but a good save by our goalkeeper, and then Boudabous heads the follow-up header behind for a goal kick, and it was still 0-0. But thankfully for us, 6 minutes after the restart, we would take the lead in this game and take a shock one here as we open the scoring in front of the travelling fans. I messed up with him earlier on in the game in the first 10 minutes, but not this time. Socrier was played through a fantastic through ball from Grange, and what a finish as well by the number 23. It's only his second or possibly even third goal of the season, I think, which is really poor for a striker, but we don't care. It is a crucial goal, and he does make it Montpellier 0, Paris FC 1. So we take a surprise lead here away from home in the Coupe Nationale quarter-final against the side in the division above us. So 1-0 to Paris FC. Montpellier had a great couple of chances to equalise here, none better than this one, but this shot being fired wide, the post and behind for a goal kick, and it was how the game would finish as well. Final score away from home, Montpellier 0, Paris FC won, and the dream lives on in both aspects. Not just the league, trying to get the undefeated season and also got with the title in the first season to the Ligue 1, but also in the Coupe Nationale as well. We are in to the semi-finals of the Coupe de France or the Coupe Nationale, whatever you want to call it, into the semi-finals of the French FA Cup, if you will. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We've knocked out Bordeaux, we've now knocked out Montpellier. Giant killers, you better believe it. Paris FC, the dream lives on. Absolutely fantastic. So really pleased with that. You see Bakayoko's injured there as well. He's going to be out for 4 weeks, which is a bit of a shame. And we've got some tournament prize money as well. Didn't get that in the previous 2 rounds. We do get it there. But either way, really pleased with that. And that's just fantastic as well because, obviously for me with Paris FC, as I said in my last Club and Country last year with Racing Santander, the main aim in the first season is obviously just get promoted. That's the main sole aim really. Get promoted and get yourself up to the top tier of the football pyramid in the country you're managing in. But to have a cup run in the first season and to get to the semi-finals, knocking out 2 teams in a division above you, that's really impressive, and the dream lives on. I'm really pleased, and if you're not on the Paris FC bandwagon, you must be now. But either way, 5 minutes into the third game of today's episode here, taking on USC, we will take the lead through a familiar face. Thierry Ambrose, a couple of games without a goal, but he does score here and get his name back on the score sheet. What a finish as well, cutting in from the left-hand side, finessing it into the corner and getting his 27th goal in League 2 so far this season. So I don't know how many goals he is going to end up with, but he's probably going to, touch wood, hit 30, which would be absolutely insane. But sadly for us, our lead would only last for 5 minutes because the away side would equalise here through some very poor defending from me. Just watch what I do with JJ here on the instant replay. I mean, you can sometimes stand up a man and put pressure on him and, make him feel a little bit nervous, but I kind of just let him go. Like, I just walked to the side and said, here you go, mate, have a free shot on goal. I know my goalkeeper's been in good form this year, but you're only 18 yards out. You'll probably score, and he did. So Paris FC 1, USC 1, terrible defending, and the away side are back on level terms. But 3 minutes before the break here, a great chance to retake the lead. Thierry Ambrose finds Bongongwe, who chips it back to his teammate, and the number 9 with a fantastic finish does get his second goal of the game and retake the lead for us once again, just 2 minutes before the break. So Ambrose with another, his 28th of the season. Really nice team goal, that one as well. A few good passes and then a great 1-2 between Ambrose and the Beard. He chips it into the number 9, and that's a really good finish on the half volley as well. Fantastic clinical strike from the number 9, and our skipper does make it Paris FC 2, USC 1. So 2-1 up in this game. On the hour mark here, a great chance for the away side to equalise for a second time, but his free kick hit the bar and was eventually cleared away. But it was how the game would finish. Final score, Paris FC 2, USC 1. So in the league, we are back to winning ways here with a good result here at home. We expected to win the game considering the league positions of both sides, but either way, the away side made us work for this game completely. 7 shots and 4 on target. We did have more shots, yes, but either way, they had 58% possession. They played really well, and we were a little bit fortunate to get a win in that one, but I don't mind because we did. Still following that, we also signed one more player to our academy as well. Thomas Cabot, I think is how you pronounce that, is coming to our academy, so pleased to see that. And also Maxime Onguene signed as well. I thought we actually stalled that one, but maybe not. So we signed 2 players to our academy there, and we'll wait and see how they do in our youth squad. So pretty pleased with that. Our scout so far has picked us up like 4 or 5 decent players already. So actually really pleased with his first few months with his mission. He's done really well for us, the youth scout, and I was not expecting that. Still taking on Stade Lavallois here for the 4th game of today's episode. The 4th of 5 games in today's episode. This is a top of the table clash here, away from home. Our second take on first, and for Stade Lavallois, they obviously need to win this game in order to try and get themselves back in the title race. And we were going to be about Thierry Ambrose for this game as well, who you may have noticed was suspended for it after accumulating too many yellow cards. So I put Nicholas in to replace him, and what a replacement as well, because 15 minutes before the end of the game, a pretty poor game here, he would score the goal to separate the two sides and win us the game later on to make it Stade Lavallois 0, Paris FC 1, which was how the game would finish as well. A fantastic cross into the centre after a nice little reverse step over, and a really good finish as well with Nicholas with the header. He's 6'4", so I may as well aim the balls up in the air for him. He wins the header, puts it past the goalkeeper, and does win us the game. So he came in for Ambrose, who was suspended, and said, mate, I ain't got too much potential. I know I'm coming towards the end of my career. I'm in my 30s right now, but I still deserve some game time because that's what I can do. It's his 5th goal of the season in the league, and he does make it Stade Lavallois 0, Paris FC 1. So final score 1-0 to Paris FC. 2 wins from 2 in the league, and of course after that game as well, it's pretty much all over now. Stade Lavallois had to win that game to have any chance chance whatsoever of catching up to us and knocking us off top spot, but instead they couldn't even muster up a draw. They lose the game by a goal to nil, and it's pretty much all over now. Unless we lose all of our remaining games and Stade Lavallois win all their remaining games, we will be going up as champions of the division. So really, really pleased with that. And as you can see, coming to the fifth and final game of today's episode here, we take on Le Havre, one of my old FIFA 12 My Player teams here, back at home for this one here. First chance fell to us in the 54th minute, or first real chance I should say, with Bongongwe picking out Boga, but what a save this was. Miraculous stop by the goalkeeper, and it was still 0-0. But a few minutes later we won ourselves another corner here, and as you can see, as it was failed to be dealt with by the away side, Bongongwe gets on it, takes it around his man here, goes to shoot, gets taken out from behind, and the referee gives an obvious penalty. So penalty to Paris FC, no doubt about it there. Don't even know what they're complaining for. Bongongwe was going to go through and score surely, and he just got taken down from behind. So penalty to Paris FC. Thierry Ambrose steps up to take it. He missed the last game through suspension. He's back in the team for this one, and he's back amongst the score sheet as well. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, puts it into the top corner, and makes it Paris FC 1, Le Havre 0. So a really good finish from the spot kick from Ambrose. That's now goal number 29. Almost certain to hit 30 goals. Can he get to 35? That would be incredible. But either way, Ambrose wins us the game. That's the most important thing. Another win for Paris FC. The undefeated season lives on. The FA Cup, the French FA Cup, if you will, the Coupe Nationale, are into the semi-finals of that competition. What an incredible season. This could prove to be a Paris FC in our first one whilst managing the club as well. And as you can see, the dream, well, the dream does live on, but the first step of the season, the first step of the series was to try and get Paris FC into the Ligue 1. And in March, with still 7 games to go in the league, we've already done it, because you'll see the news article here. We've already won the league title in the middle of March. What an incredible season it's been for Paris FC, and it's not even over yet, because even though we've won the title and we're already guaranteed to going up to Ligue 1, we are still in the Coupe Nationale. We're into the semi-finals, and we're still targeting that undefeated season as well. But thank you very much for watching this episode of Club and Country, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do leave a like. That's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.